Threadloop has a feature called Design Details, which is basically a tagging system to say which specific style attributes a pattern has. For example, this pattern has options with and without bust darts, it has wide straps, an A-line silhouette, a deep hem, and so on and so on. In this video, I'll go through how you can add these details, how this voting system works, and some tips and tricks on how to make this as easy as possible. This pattern has no details added to it yet, but before I start doing that, I will familiarize myself with this pattern and see what details I can tell just by the photos, the line drawings, and the description. So going through these photos, I can see that this coat has an oversized fit, has welt pockets, button closure, a collar with a pointed collar, some cuff tabs, and in the other version it has patch pockets. It's helpful to look at the line drawings just to see the specific details and confirm that those are actually in the pattern. Reading the description is also highly recommended. After familiarizing myself with this pattern, I will go ahead and add some details now. To do that, I'll go to the Design Details section and click Add. This opens a pop-up or modal, which has a search field at the top, and then each category with the details that fits that category. Some notes on how to use this: you can click on the categories to collapse and open them. Some of these details will have a tooltip that you can hover or click on to see an illustration or description of that specific detail. So for this pattern in particular, I will first say that it's oversized. It says so in the description, and I can tell that it's oversized. To make things easier for myself, when I feel like I'm done with a category, I will click it to hide it. For the hem length, I didn't really note this, so let's just click outside this to close and look. I'll say this is below knee. Open this again, choose below knee. I don't think there are any hem length variations on this, so I'll just stick with that. For the closure, there's a button closure. You could call this a button placket, but I don't think I will. The closure position is in the front. The neckline is a collared neckline. And I'll skip the neckline finishing because I believe this pattern has a lining. For the collar, it's a pointed collar. Body shaping, I don't think this pattern has any body shaping. Let's check the illustrations. No bust darts, no gathering, no princess seams, no nothing. So I'll skip that category as well. Same with the back. It doesn't have a waistband. Pockets, it does have pockets. Let's go with welt pockets and patch. Those are the variations. And for, let's see, I'll skip the shaping. Sleeve, it has sleeves. So it has set-in sleeves, it has a drop shoulder. Like you can tell, I will sometimes add more details in one category because they're not always mutually exclusive. So just look through and pick the ones that are applicable to this pattern. I don't think there are any more sleeve details that are important here. I do now remember that I forgot something in pockets, because this variation has flaps on those pockets. So let's just also pick flap and let's close that. Armhole finishing isn't applicable because this is lined. The sleeve length on this is long. And the sleeve cuff, could look like a band, but I believe this is just hemmed, so I'll not say that this is a band. But I did notice that it has tabs, so I'll choose tab. I'll move to the slit and vent section. I don't believe this pattern has, no, it doesn't have a back vent, so I'll close that. The hem, if it had like a specific type hem, if it was very curved or pointed or had a specific thing, I would say something, but for this I'll just leave it blank. It is fully lined and it does have belt loops and a separate belt. There might be some other things here. In the embellishments and decorative, just keep in mind that you might find some odds and ends in here because they don't belong to like a specific place on a garment. So for this pattern, I'll choose, for instance, top stitching, because it seems based on this illustration that there are quite a few distinct top stitching options here. If there are things you're looking for that you can't find, or it's overwhelming to go through all this, you can use the search. And it's quite fussy, so just try different terms to see if you can find what you're looking for. For instance, if you know a pattern has a zipper somewhere, you can search just by zip and see that, oh yeah, it has zippered pockets, for instance. So this is quite powerful. You can find like princess seam, or we've even added some synonyms. So if you search for like cropped, you'll see a few different hem lengths, because a shirt that is cropped is a different length than a pair of pants that are cropped. So I'm done adding details to this pattern now. There might be some that I've missed or some that I'm wrong about, and in those cases other members can come in and add the details they know are in this pattern, or even dispute the ones I've voted on. Let's find another pattern that someone else has added details to, so I can show you how that looks. You'll see quite a few details added to this. If I were to disagree with any of them, I could open this, look at the details people have voted for. Here you can see there's a 1, and in that case I get a download button. So I could, if I wanted to, say that, nah, this is not oversized, it's relaxed. If a detail has equal amounts of upvotes and downvotes, it won't be applied to that pattern. It has to have more than 1 in score to be added. That's it for now. I hope this was a helpful video showing you how to add design details to patterns. And I want to thank you for being interested in doing this. I believe this feature will be so useful and revolutionize how people look for sewing patterns that fit their vision. Thank you so much.